Central student government elections are just around the corner, and campaigning has been evident around campus. With seats across schools up for grabs and the executive vice president and president roles open, students have formed into different parties that align with interest.
Students have the opportunity to either run as an independent or run with a party. These parties are typically different every semester, so it really depends on what the campus climate is like, what things are happening at the university, in the surrounding area, and really across the world. So that's kind of comes down to what the parties are. What kind of the party's values are going to be. Every so often we'll have another party that ran in a previous semester return as well.
In the past, student turnout has been low, with only about 15% voting in these elections.
Central student government is something that not a lot of students on campus are aware of, and the other issue with it is a lot of students don't realize that they actually fund central student government. So similar to the government, it's getting its funds from the taxpayers. CSG gets its funds from the students, so every student has a fee when they pay their tuition both semesters. Students aren't aware of that, A, and then B, students aren't aware of what's actually happening with that funds once it makes its way to CSG. So that's likely one of the greatest reasons for low voter turnout. And so with that, something we're doing is working on creating as many voting stations or polling places as possible, both across Central Campus, and we're working on getting some on North Campus as well. Our goal with that is to get CSG seen. We can send as many emails as we want, but when it's that same email coming in, CSG, people have seen it 100 times before, it likely just makes its way to their trash bin.
Despite hoping for a victory, many of the candidates hope for the same outcome: higher student involvement and higher transparency in both elections and CSG.
I hope to gain a victory. That's the ideal situation. But more than that, I hope to make CSG interesting, exciting, and valuable to the student body. Because right now what we're seeing in elections is we're seeing 15% turnout. I'm thinking for this election we'll see 15% or less turnout, which really reflects, I think, CSG's inability to meet students where they're at.
Out of this election cycle, besides for myself, I run with a slate of candidates who are dedicated to seeing change. So not only them elected, but as well as myself, as well as seeing tangible results for all students on this campus, so that they can understand what Central Student Government does and what it can do and what we will accomplish after this election.
Voting begins March 26th at 12 a.m. and concludes March 27th at 10 p.m. You can view sample ballots and more information on the CSG website. Thanks for watching Newsfeed. I'm Sarah Youssef.